Hi, this is me, and I'm gonna try to be able to get you a tutorial that is pretty good. At least I think so. So, this aesthetic is actually going to get you something with Decimation Master to approximate form and shape where it will use the lighting of an Unreal Engine or an Unity and bounce it off all the planes of polys and things like that so that you can use it to approximate shape with game models that you might not have a lot of time to make and you might need more of them. Well, this is my thought process on what you would do. Now, I don't claim credit for this. I don't know if this is actually my idea, but I talked about it a number of years ago here on 3. Um, as you can see, there are shapes that are intersecting that are 2D, that are two 3D models. And these two 3D models are a macro and a micro, a primary and a secondary, if you will. And they are definition shapes that aren't better than one or the other, but that, for instance, if you can see, the secondary shape is just a decimated high poly. When I add the macro shape, it adds within the shapes. So take it away, looks like a decimation from a high poly. Add this, and you wouldn't be able to get that just from decimating once. So this is what the macro looks like. It's not to say that this is how it should look like. You would be able to just choose what you need to choose for it to look like for yourself. But for me, I made it like this. And so this is the secondary. And so it looks already really good. So if you're making a game and you just want to have a decimation process of just one, that is very useful. Just do one if you're running out of time or anything like that. You don't need to have this kind of fine art, highbrow kind of subjective viewpoint that I have about things, but that you would be able to have kind of a clay or a very natural look to your 3D model when it's very difficult to do that with just one set because of how perfect computer computation aesthetics are. You're able to do this, and so suddenly it looks almost like clay. It looks like a 3D poly clay. And so the body's a good example. So this is the decimation of a mesh that I made that looks pretty good already, right? Like you could use this, but you add this, and suddenly it looks like it's actually bleeding, or it's actually like forming in a form that doesn't look like it was um, made with polygons. Almost looks like it's actually well, secondary primary shapes. Same thing for the hair. I don't really need to go into that. I'll make a tutorial about the hair and on what you would do with that. But anyway, so I've got this over here. This is just to save some time. I've been doing this video multiple times, having to, got a few successes here and there, and I'm just trying to get it done. So I'm just clicking this sphere because it's like right here, and it's just making it so that the highlighting works pretty well. So you can see what I'm trying to show you. So the first thing is that we have a high poly. And the high poly is what you do with your decimations. Now, I'm not going to go through this in terms of trying to say this is how you do it, but I'll do it once. 2K, custom points, is usually what I do. And it's going to go and process that. And hopefully it applies. Oh, I forgot. It's supposed to be 4K points because sometimes when you do 4K points, oh, well, all right, there we go. Okay, so I think 2K points actually work this time. It's finicky. Decimation Master doesn't always work, but then what you do is you pre-process current, and you choose what you want. So I guess 58% doesn't really matter to me, and suddenly you've got a macro. Looks a little weird, but I'm going to duplicate it real quick, and I won't do that because I've already got a macro here. This is my macro, and then you take this again, and this is the secondary. So the high poly is just here to get both of these shapes, and you go do it twice, and you duplicate, and you make sure you have that. And so then what? Well, you got a secondary, this is what you could use just one of and just run with it for your game for your if you're running out of time. And then you have your macro. So see how it like adds water to it almost, if that makes sense. I think that's a pretty good approximation. And there we go. So this is the secondary and only the secondary. And then this is with the primary. I think that looks pretty cool. But you don't gotta use this, okay? If you think you should do it with textures and things like that, well, this is still gonna all have textures for my game. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make my game, but I'm definitely gonna try to. So, anyway, I hope this tutorial was helpful. I think that you should be using Decimation Master, and I don't like the word helpful. I think it's a very misleading word. I'm going to use the word useful. I hope this was a useful tutorial, and I hope you can forgive me for treating you like crap a number of years 3. Um, I'm hoping to try to make amends here as best I can and to leave as many uh, tips and information that I find useful or that are bestowed upon me or given to me, and I'm just grateful that you guys watched the video. So you guys take a great amount of time doing what you're doing. Um, that you put up with me for so long when I was just being a ransacking piece of crap over here, quacking a bunch. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I really hope you guys are all going to make it.